Hello again, Michael Ware. I've got Micah Cope with me from both of us from the Iowa Firearms Coalition. This is going to work out pretty well. We were both out here in the same place at the same time, so we thought we'd do something impromptu here. So we're coming at you with Warrior Wednesday. Before we get started, thank you for your volunteerism. I know we want to talk about that a little bit tonight. And everybody needs to understand that if you go navigate to IFC's site, Iowa FC, and if you or type in Iowa Firearms Coalition, go there, certainly become a member. We need your help. We need your volunteerism. We need your engagement. But the trusted partners really put this on. Those are people who have decided to offer you tangible benefits as an IFC member. And we want you guys to patronize the people that are supporting us. So if you're going to buy things or you're in the Second Amendment realm shopping, go there and look at that stuff first and buy from those people who support us, because that's the only way this works. So I want to introduce Micah Cope. He's our, what would we call it, our fundraising director?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And we made that up on the fly. I think that worked out pretty well.
Yeah.
Okay. So, well, anyway, why don't you explain to them the nasty nature of how you're blindfolded, and we did the Russian roulette thing to get you to say yes to this position, or you can tell the truth. It doesn't matter.
Right. It was a stormy, dark night, and well, you know, Michael is he's a persuasive individual, and when you already have a heart for the organization and a love to extend Second Amendment benefits and freedoms to everyone that could possibly enjoy them, you kind of tend to want to keep pushing that envelope a little bit further each and every time you engage. And Michael would continually ask me when I was going to start volunteering instead of just claiming to be pro Second Amendment. So, I mean, you know how that works. It kind of just pokes you in the ribs every time, you know. So it was a little bit like that, wasn't it?
It was. I wouldn't say that I guilted you into it, but I knew that it. Okay, here's the thing. Many of us out there have time and talent that we could use for the organization. Now, there are a lot. We all are living far busier lives than we had ought to. I don't think you'll find very many people in a day's time that have copious amounts of nothing to do. That's not what I'm suggesting. I know that we're all very busy, but sometimes we're not really sure how we could fit if we don't ask. And I assumed that if Micah had the time that he could dedicate and remain consistent, because that's key, that there was going to be something there for him. He's my brother in Christ. We go to church together. We've been friends a long time. Besides, I just like doing things with a guy. That's why we're sitting out here in front of with the mountains in the background right now. We're on vacation together. So short version is, I knew that you could be helpful if you were honest about how much time you could offer. And so there was a position there. And why don't I just turn this over to you and you can talk about the position.
There was a need for a fundraising director, as we just discovered was the name of this position. So, you know, the IFC had a need for augmenting how we gather funds and provide a kind of a benefit to our members and those that are out in order to engage them. We just ran a wrap this last month that ended on July 4th. And that was the first time we're doing that sort of thing. It will continue to develop. There will be more of them. And so that's kind of how this ran into it, is we need this to get this up and running. And we've never done this before. And so we don't even know exactly what we need. And we need somebody that's going to be able to come in and figure out what is necessary, how to get this going, jumpstart it, get it off the ground, and then kind of force feed it until it's going nice, real smooth, you know. And so that's what this was kind of laid out to me as, and I just felt like maybe I could do that. You know, I could be a benefit to IFC, and I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to be able to help in any way I can here. So I've been able to even add a little bit of my IT skills outside of my directorship here for the fundraising. So hopefully we can get some things smoothed out that have gone a little crooked in the past, and we'll get things running smooth again. So yeah, the fundraising stuff will be amped up. We'll see a lot more out there. You should be making sure that you're checking our website. You should be checking social media, because we are talking about those things. And if you missed it, you missed it.
Yeah. No kidding. To bring this full circle for you in terms of the word that we just used, that gets people like IFC in a lot of trouble. It should not, but social media, depending on your user agreements and depending on what their policies are, they don't let you do that, because some people consider the purchasing of a ticket to be tantamount to buying a firearm, right? And so the short version is we had to move everything. We can't have that kind of thing on our website anymore. Link to it through the video that you're seeing now or the audio that you're hearing. We can't link those things together because we got booted off of YouTube for just talking about it. And I think that when administrations on the presidential level change, I would imagine the light version of scrutiny that we're getting for things that we had not to right now will move back to the heavy version. I think you can take that to the bank. So we have to have places to do this. We have to work with third parties, but this is part of it. Some of the revenue for IFC comes from membership, but it's going to have to come from other places too, because we're not going to be able to rely on membership only in order to do all the things that membership requires of us and that the state needs. So the fact of the matter is we've got to have other tools like this, and they may have to be third parties doing and running them. So
and we have to get creative.
Yeah,
and it's a little bit of a brainstorm sometimes to sit in these chat rooms and just in person, and some go, we've got to do it this way because we can't say these things and we can't show these things and we can't use these graphics or these platforms. So we've got to really be careful. Otherwise, we're going to jeopardize the entire project.
Yeah. So let's do it. So we're going to try and figure out a way to communicate that out through email, through posts, face-to-face communication, our presence at events, gun shows, whatever else, Second Amendment Capitol, the IFC packs up for all these things. We're going to work very hard to communicate the issues surrounding these problems over to you in ways that hopefully will keep us out of trouble. But I'd like, if you don't mind, this isn't rehearsed in any way. I'd like for you to kind of talk about your experience of being onboarded and moving into the realm at IFC. We have we use basically, if I understand it right, it's a Google Suite in order to send our emails, chat, stay up to the moment, share documents, kind of thing. And so you're kind of entering into this microcosm forum. Would you say it's kind of like that?
Yeah.
So there's chats that are specific about each thing that's going on in the organization. There are routine virtual meetings that people can attend, and we encourage that. But from coming outside to that, now into it as a volunteer, why don't you talk about that? Because what I want for people to understand, and this is what I'm asking for from you, what I want them to understand is A, it's not hard to integrate. B, I have no doubt that no matter who you are or what your skills are, even your tech ability, that you can integrate and do something meaningful with your time, and that there are needs for you no matter what desires you have or what aptitude you may have. I believe that that's a true statement. So why don't you walk us through your experience?
Sure. It was very seamless and kind of hands off. It's using the Google Suite. Well, I am familiar with it. I had not used it a great deal. I work in IT, so on a professional level, most of it's Microsoft stuff. So I don't get to use Google Suite too often, other than just my own personal email. But the reality is that it's you're pulled into this organization, and you're kind of given keys to certain areas like the chat and the email that you're going to use, and then you're added to some groups, and so I want to make it really clear that there's no hoops that I had to jump through. The onboarding itself was very hands off. Michael said, "Hey, you should be added to this," and the next thing I know, I've got access to the Google Chat windows. I've got email in my email box, and outside of just having to add it to my phone and being able to read an email and read a chat, it was relatively simple. Learning where I'm at in the calendaring of when meetings might come up. I mean, if you do not have a lot of background where you are joining meetings, that might be somewhat foreign to you, but I would tell you to not be afraid of that. It's not like we're doing meetings 27 times a week and you have to be on all of them or you're fired. They don't even dock your pay.
Yeah.
So
yeah. We'll bump your pay up or down based on your participation. But so if you're asking yourself, you're still talking crazy. I don't know what chats or whatever else. It's simple. If you're watching or listening to this, you already have what you need to do this. You probably already listening to this via computer, your smartphone, maybe a tablet, your laptop, whatever else. Those things will suffice for doing this. We can get you logged in through that, and you can integrate and stay up to the moment on what's going on, and help be directed and direct others for volunteering or whatever else. And there is low hanging fruit out there. If you're listening to this and you're saying, man, I don't know if I'm up for keeping up to the minute on things. What if I just want to raise my hand and help work events? I'm willing to get sore feet at a gun show or an event and stand behind a table. We desperately need that. We need people to come out there and be the face of the organization to, manage people's concerns, or better yet, just listen to them and then send those concerns up, communicate out to folks what's going on, and to be liaisons with the public and say, listen, do these things interest you? Did you know that we're doing this? How does that fit in your life? And just have frank, honest conversations. That's all we're looking for from core volunteers. So again, there's something there for everybody. But if you think that you can't do this, you're wrong, because I absolutely promise you that you can. And another thing that I'll tell you, IFC leads a group of NRA state associations from across the entire nation to mentor one another and be mentored too, right down to individual pockets of things that each of us are good at or not good at. And over that time, I've been helping with that for 3.5 years, I think now. And we've had like 40 meetings or something like that on a monthly basis. We have helped organizations, and organizations have helped us at IFC take our game to the next level. And there are people that I'm thinking of right now that may be listening to this that absolutely couldn't find up on the computer when they began. And now they're beginning their own podcast. They're doing these kinds of things that you're watching it to hear and listening to. They're doing this themselves. And they never thought any of it was possible. But all it took was a little time, a little perseverance, and a little wherewithal to move through the process. Instead of saying, I can't, they started saying, I think I can, but I need some help. Great. We'll get you that. We'll come to your house if that's what you need. It doesn't make any difference. We'll make it work.
And Michael,
what?
I know there's guys out there that are watching this right now, and they're thinking, I'm just not cut out for this. I want to help, but I just don't know what to say. I don't think I can add anything to this. And I'm telling you, you don't have to know what you're going to say or what you're going to add.
That's right.
What you need is this and this alone. Is you need a passion for the Second Amendment, the Constitution. You want to be able to push this forward. Just come in, say, I want to volunteer. I don't know where I fit yet. We're going to help you. We're going to help you figure something out. And we know that it's going to be beneficial, not just to the organization, but to you. And as you become more attuned to how we operate, you're going to become more comfortable. And you're going to say, hey, I've got an idea. And that might be the idea that really breaks through something really cool for this organization.
Yep.
So we need you to step up and say, I don't know where I belong yet, but I want to belong.
You're so right about that. I didn't plan on chasing that rabbit. I guess I never even thought about where we could go with that. But now that you've mentioned that, the truth of the matter is this organization, over its 20-ish years, from back when it was a bunch of guys sitting around in a cafe complaining about not being able to be issued a permit, and then formed the Iowa Carry, and then that changed into Iowa Firearms Coalition. this organization's triumphs and leaps forward have not been because there was a master architect here pulling strings and making this all the work that was an idea man or idea woman behind this. That is not how things have happened. How things have happened is individuals have brought their passion, their concerns, and their willingness to be part of something bigger than themselves, and they have contributed in ways that have shaped this organization and pushed it forward. So I use this analogy from time to time. You've all seen National Geographic or Discovery Channel or some sort of thing where it's depicting this school of fish, and you immediately see them shift. There's 1,000 fish there, and they shift direction immediately, and you can't really see which one's the pilot fish, but they all seem to know what they're doing and they move together. That's kind of how IFC has been arranged. We're a bunch of fish, I wouldn't say pilot fish. We're a bunch of fish headed in the same direction. So we're a bunch of self-starters that have the wherewithal to do this, working side by side. And I think that collaborative spirit has really been not only fun, but rewarding, because there's been a lot of ideas that I've heard these people say over my time here. I'm like, wow, I never thought about that. Or I was so ingrained in what I thought, I hadn't considered something else. But these people are really good because they're genuine and they care. Yeah. And the next thing you know, you're doing all kinds of new and important stuff. What else?
So how do they volunteer?
Well, okay. So if you navigate,
I mean, if you're not into getting jumped in a back alley, there's a different way to go about this.
Yeah. Okay. So we want the way that leaves fewer black eyes.
Fewer. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's probably.
Okay. So you can, I hope everybody's understanding. We're having a little fun. You can navigate to the website, and there are volunteer positions that are outlined. And we've tried to do a good job of explaining what those are. But the truth of the matter is, I want you to concentrate less on that and more about the question you should be asking yourself, which is, can I volunteer? And if the answer to that is yes, then we'll find something to work for you, or you can tell us what your favorite things are, and we'll plug you into those spots. So, even if it's not in the second memorandum, we have people that volunteer for us that aren't even, I don't know if you would say gun people in the traditional sense. They're civil liberties people, and they say that, well, this is chief among them. Well, I don't happen to be a gun gal or a gun guy. This is a big deal for me. Richard Rogers, our lobbyist and longtime board member, or former chief lobbyist, he falls in that category. He's done a tremendous amount of work for this organization and still does. And he's not really a gun guy. He'll tell you that. He's like, well, it's not really my thing, but I believe in these things so much, I wanted to pitch in, and he did. So you can go to the website, you can click a button there to volunteer and fill the information out. Walk up to us where you see us at a gun show. Contact us as you see us, wherever it is you see us. Let us know, and we will reach back out, start a conversation. Most of the time, these things have been as simple as Billy, he's our president, John McLaughlin, our chairperson, me, Micah, whoever it may be, reaching back out and say, okay, let's hop on a phone call together and explore one another. Let's just have a conversation and let's see. And the next thing you know, this sounds good. Or I'll hop on a few virtual meetings, or teach me how to click a button to do that. And then I'll just listen to what the group is saying for a few meetings to get a feel for the organization. Next thing you know, you'll be more qualified to say, I can do this, or I'd like to do that. So go through the website, of course, but anywhere that you see us, walk up to us and talk to us about it. In fact, our vice president, Redenbaugh, that's exactly how he came on board. He came to the IFC pack supper, and he was there and say, hey, I think I'd like to volunteer with you guys. How can I fit? And that's how that conversation started, was in person at our pack supper. Lots of ways to do it.
There is. You don't have to be shanghaied in the back alley, or you don't have to be coerced against your will. Yeah. There's a lot of great guys in the organization. There's a lot of great women in the organization, and we do need your help. What else is there?
Well, we talked about what the positions might look like, what it was like to be onboarded, trying to move past the I can't, or I don't want to, or I'm not willing. scenario. Really, those are the things that I had hoped to touch on. And the other thing about it is, if you're looking for a sense of how professional the organization is, we fully adhere to best practices, not-for-profit excellence for charitable charities and nonprofits. That's a document that the Larned Waterman Center puts out of University of Iowa. We as a board motioned, and it carried to adhere to that. We are very professional, but I will tell you, there is a lot of room for jokes and tomfoolery, and certainly camaraderie within the organization. We have made great friends by people who are on board and are part of the organization, even those that have come and said, my family is requiring more, my work is requiring more, I want to retire, I want to move on to other things. And they are still great friends and friendships that were formed, and those things are absolutely fantastic. So you're going to have fun doing it. I don't know if anybody that I remember that didn't have fun. Of course, as always, we want you to keep family first, not IFC. But so you need to be honest about your volunteering time or what you may be able to commit to. But we're all volunteers, and we have a really, really good time together. There are, especially when it comes to legislation, as you know, you've heard me probably complain about some of these things before you were within the organization. There are some tough times. Yeah. It is hard to wrap your arms around losing a battle at the State House or not gaining as much ground as you wish. Yeah. Other than that, it's one series of triumphs and positive experiences after another. It's been great.
Yeah, when you spend a lot of time and you have a lot of passion and you dedicate a lot of time and resources into pushing these ideas forward, and they don't work out sometimes. Yeah, it's rough. I mean, sometimes you need somebody to come alongside you and say, not this time, next time, and, we all can get down sometimes, and that happens. But the reality is that we're close enough and we're close enough with each other, and we're friends, not just within the organization, but also outside of it. And we can do that for each other. What else do we need to tell these people?
I think we've got it covered. I wanted them to understand how important it is. I want them to move past saying no and to try and give them a bit of a glimpse on what they could see and expect. I think that we've checked those boxes.
I think so too.
Anything we've left out?
Do they know who Nick Freitas is?
Oh, maybe they do. Maybe they don't.
Do you know who Nick Freitas is?
If you don't know who Nick Freitas is, he's going to headline our Second Amendment Day in 2027, and that's March 16th, 316. He's going to be our PAC supper speaker. So you'll be able to see him, obviously at no cost, on Second Amendment Day at the Capitol, and we encourage you to come do that. But it's going to be a more intimate conversation, and it's a fundraiser for the PAC that same evening. So that's, again, March 16th, 316, 2027. This is a big deal for us. It was quite a catch to have him come out. And I don't know anybody that I've ever talked to that doesn't really respond well to listening the way that he couches his love and zeal for the Second Amendment and his no nonsense way of looking at it and offering it. It's
he does have a unique perspective that really kind of hits home.
Yeah, and if you don't know the guy, if I'm offering his bio without having it memorized, but I think that he entered the Army as a young man. Green Beret Spec Ops guy, something like that. I don't remember.
Teams of some sort.
Yeah. Okay. So I think he was in the service for 10 years, something like that. Then he left, and him and his wife have both run for office. I think he was successful as a Virginia senator,
state senator,
House senator or House rep. I don't remember which, in Virginia. And he did that for a decade. He's recently left political service. And now he does primarily speaking, engagement, tons of social media. You don't have to look very far to find him.
No.
And I remember what it was. Him and his wife decided that they were going to homeschool and homestead. So they got out of the city, and now, they're chasing chickens and milking cows and doing all those things as they raise their kids. And I think that they have done this for enough years. I want to say that his daughter might be recently married. I think he's spoken about that.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
So family man, done very well, or appears to be do very well at that. we see these things and we're like, yeah, this guy's look like he's got it together. So I'm extremely excited about it.
Yes.
It's going to be I believe it'll be a big draw, but I think that the size of the draw matters far less than what he's got to say and how he's going to say it. So
there are
I'm excited
limited tickets though.
Yeah, that's true.
So if you got any consideration about maybe doing this thing, you probably ought to get in there and get some tickets.
Yeah, and IFC PAC did not raise the ticket price, even though the cost of the speaker was much, much higher. They left the ticket price the same. I think it's $75. And this is the first time that they have offered tickets this early. Or excuse me, not the first time they've offered tickets this early. This is the first time that they've seen this kind of surge in ticket sales this early on.
Yeah.
It's not uncommon for our PAC supper to sell to capacity in the last 2 weeks before the date itself. The last week, sometimes there's a big run. But the truth of the matter is, I think that this might be the first one that ever sells out early. So,
and if you don't like anything else, the food is really good too.
Yeah, it is.
So,
yeah, it is. Anyway, appreciate this all. I want to say that we've touched on the export stuff. Also, this is coming out in time for you people to be reminded that Gunners Owners of America is putting on their goals. GOALS. Sorry, my bad. And they're doing that in Des Moines. It's the first time it's ever been here. That's August 1st and August 2nd. We would really like you guys to attend that. Pete Brownell was helpful bringing them to town. He's obviously our board member and has been one of them for a lot of years. And we had John Farner on, I think, 2 weeks ago on Warrior Wednesday. So if you missed that one, hop back to that a couple episodes. We walked through that in great detail. I can put that link in the bio here also when we send, or in the narrative when we send it out. So by all means, come and do that. They're going to have a panel of speakers. They're going to have manufacturer reps there, hands-on stuff. There's a prayer breakfast. I mean, you name it. They've got something for everybody. And I'm pretty excited that it's going to be around. So it's a big deal. I want you to do that. And if I remember right, if you're a GOA member, you get in for free. Otherwise, it's just $25. So this isn't a high cost. It's
very
not a big
affordable.
ask. Well, what they're doing is they're adding you as a member for your entrance fee.
Yeah.
So that you immediately get the benefits of being a member for nothing more than having attended. That's a bargain. I would do that if I were you guys. Anyway, I appreciate it very much. Micah Cope, our fundraising director, is here with us. We're not, where are we? Not far from the Sangre de Cristo Mountains. You might be able to see them a little bit in the background. We're not too far from the fires, actually, so there's a lot of smoke. It's obscuring some of the view. But that's the beauty of having freedom, and the way that you keep it is supporting the Second Amendment, understanding what it means, and moving forward. All right, with that, we'll let you go. You got anything else?
Thanks for volunteering.
Yeah, thanks for volunteering. Take care.